this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. Well, this video is supposed to be a little bit on the light side, and I hope you can appreciate it for that. And the title of it is The Black American Man and the Imaginary White Woman. I don't know if y'all have been keeping up with this Just Purdy Things YouTuber, this white woman that's based in London. She left the United States and went to London, but she has built her platform on black culture like many of them do. She surrounded herself with black people, not Americans, but Caribbeans and Africans, but she used them to center herself in black culture and even calling herself a dating coach for black people. And the manosphere, they just ate it up. One of the ones now that seems to be trying to sneak out of the manosphere because he realizes now that they're just a bunch of losers. He was one of the main supporters of that woman before she brought that racist Nick Fuentes on her show and revealed herself to be a comrade. They sat there and talked about racist issues. She's saying that slavery was embellished. We were embellishing slavery so people would feel sorry for us. She just said a number of really horrendous things that are very touchy and sensitive to black Americans. And when they discovered that that's what she was really, because you can't be an almost racist. You're either a racist or you're not. And I'm going to say she is. So then now they're trying to distance themselves from her. But what came through, there is a segment of black men, and I'm not going to say most black American men because I don't want to insult you that way. But there is a large segment of black American men, I do believe, have an imaginary white woman in their head that has nothing to do with the reality of who a white woman, or white women for that matter, are all about. They think that white women are somebody that they're not. And I keep hearing them say that they're feminine and they're submissive. And I have said this before in another video. They are feminine. I will give them that. White women are feminine because white men have created an environment for them to be feminine. And I talked about that in another video. They do things that makes life easier for white women. And they do that routinely because they think that's their job to do that. They don't do it grudgingly. I don't think white men do that grudgingly. And I'm talking about the white men that are husbands to the white women that I know. Because white people tend to marry within their own class group. They don't go by what somebody looks like. They might be attracted to somebody, how somebody looks, and that might be an outlier for them. But in the main, they marry people within their same social group, in their same financial status group. So their daddies pamper them. White men pamper their daughters. Now they're tough on their sons, but they pamper their daughters. They marry men like their dads, men who are going to pamper them. And the men marry women like their moms, women who have been pampered. So white women are feminine. That creates a feminine environment for a white woman. When she gets married, she doesn't have to pay for her wedding. Her dad is going to pay for her wedding. And not only is he going to pay for her wedding, he's going to give them a bonus so they can get a start in life. That's what they call it, helping them to get a start. That's what white people do for their children. And the husband usually is going to come with some land. And they have a start house probably on his daddy's property, and they'll start there and stay there for a few years until they have their 2 or 3 children, and then they start talking about their dream home. And the white woman will work. They'll work, but they work for extras. They don't work. White women don't have to work so they can go 50-50 with a man because he doesn't have anything or because he's so stingy that he doesn't want to pay any bills. They don't do it that way. So this imaginary thing black men have about white women is that they just blossomed up out of their mother's wombs and they were just feminine. No, white women are groomed and cultivated to be feminine. When you start talking about white women being submissive, I beg to differ. White women are not submissive because these white women, as I'm saying before, these women come from homes where their fathers have status and money, and they were brought up in privilege. And they marry into status and money and privilege. Now we're talking about the best of the white people now, because we're not talking about poor white people, because they're not thinking about poor white women when they talk about white women being feminine. They're talking about the white women who have the means to be feminine. When they go into a marriage, they go into marriages with the expectation that their husbands are going to treat them like their fathers treated them, which is to pamper them to a certain extent. And if they don't get that, they'll bounce up out of there. But they are feminine. I'm saying all of that to say white women are feminine, but they are not submissive. They don't require white men. I don't think they require white women to be submissive. They require them to be respectful. I believe that they are respectful. What I've seen from white women with their husbands, they are respectful. I'm not really sure what black men do with that fantasy over time, because it really is an incorrect depiction of white women, and it's unfair, because to say that they're submissive and to expect submission from a woman who has actually been pampered by the men in her life is unfair. It's unfair to expect submission from them. I was thinking about this. What made me make this video was Jonathan Majors and the situation he has gotten himself into with this white woman who is British. She is a British woman, but she's still a white woman. And black people, men and women, are trying to create ways where the system is really rushing to judgment on him, because they haven't proven that he assaulted this woman and did what she said, overlooking the fact that that woman gave the police a statement. She gave the police a statement about what happened. In her text to him when he was locked up, she said, "The police had to arrest you as protocol when they saw the injuries on me and knew we had a fight." She gave the police a statement. Now, they keep saying she recanted, but she did not. And I'm not going over that statement again, because I've done videos about that before. She did not recant. And it doesn't matter at this point whether she does or not. The police got a statement from her at the scene with him there. And she was sent to the hospital, and a strangulation diagnosis was made. So he's up against a police report and a medical diagnosis. So whether she recanted or not doesn't matter at this point. And I'll just break for a moment to say that he has terrible representation. To offer a bit of unasked for advice, he needs to give Jalen Hurts a call. Jalen Hurts has an all-female team, primarily black women. His sports agent, Nicole Lynn, just brokered a deal for him that makes him the highest paid quarterback in NFL history. So that's what these black women did for him. So he might want to give Jalen Hurts a call to find out how to get some decent representation. But Jonathan Majors is in some serious trouble with this woman in terms of his career, and he might end up having to, pay a fine or something more serious. So black people trying to say that, this because she's a snow bunny. I want to take the time out here to say that a white woman doesn't know how to be anybody but a white woman. So if she's a snow bunny, that's what he wanted. Now, when you buy into that, you have to go with everything that goes with that. She doesn't know how to be anything but a white woman. She didn't know that she was supposed to cut her neck off to save his. She didn't know that a black man is never wrong, no matter what he does, in the eyes of some black people. She didn't know that because she's a white woman, and that's all she knows how to be. She didn't know that she wasn't supposed to answer the questions when the police came. She didn't know that she's supposed to be a ride or die for him, and whatever he does to her, she's supposed to keep her mouth closed. She didn't know that. So she doesn't know how to be anything but a white woman. And that's what they want. But when they get the white woman, they have something in their mind, an imaginary white woman in their mind that has nothing to do with the reality of who that woman is. So back to Miss Pearly Things. She is confused by black people's reaction to her interviewing this white supremacist. She has no idea why black people are upset with her about interviewing a fellow white person that she sat there and talked and laughed back and forth like he was her brother. She doesn't understand why black people are upset with her because she only knows how to be a white woman. In the case of Jonathan Major's girlfriend, now they're calling her his ex-girlfriend. He has broken up with her for what? I don't understand why he broke up with her. Because what did she do? She didn't do anything wrong. I don't think she did anything wrong. She did what a white woman would do in the circumstance that she was in. So it seems like a lot of these black American men are wishing for this imaginary white woman that doesn't exist except in their minds. So what I'll say to that is, be careful what you wish for. You might get it. Okay. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Share the video. And as always, have a great day.